Something that it's really tempting for a lot of new coaches to do, and I've been there myself over the years. I've seen so many of my clients and students be tempted to do it as well, is to really sell when you're talking to a potential client who's really interested in working with you, sell a custom package to that client, whether it's a custom price, length, or support, so that you get that yes. And what we're going to talk about today is how to avoid doing that while not losing out on those sales. Because especially when you're starting out, right, every sale makes such a big difference, especially if it's your first or second or third sale. Now, the reason why you want to avoid that is because it starts causing lots of problems relatively quickly in terms of, first of all, your delivery, right? What does it look like to deliver each customized solution? What does it look like to set up your processes? What does it look like to set up, when I say processes, I mean set up your processes for making sales, for delivering, what draws someone to buy from you? Each of those things, there's no way to systematize it if you're basically making custom offers to suit every single person that comes to you. Right? So you've got different processes, different offers, different content. And what that leads to is ultimately you not really creating a business, but really kind of a freelancing role where you're just giving custom quotes and things to people. And I mean, that's a great way to get some income, but it's not going to be what helps you scale a long-term consistent business. I was speaking to a new coaching client recently, and she was running into this issue because she'd been selling just lots of custom packages based on what she felt someone would say yes to, maybe dropping the price a little bit, maybe changing up the length of what she was offering. She was telling me, yeah, I have so many different offers now, it's a little bit janky. And that made me laugh, but it because of the way she said it, not out of meanness, but it is really true. And so we want to make sure that you avoid that. I remember once I had like a 7-week payment plan for one of my first courses, and I offered someone a year-long payment plan it was ridiculously low, maybe $20 a month. Don't quote me on that, but it was around there because I was thinking, hey, you know what, it's a sale, let me support someone. No, we want to avoid all of that for you, so you can create a true business, right? So what do you do instead? Here's what I recommend. When you're starting out with coaching, consulting, a service, and even if you're wanting to ultimately build a course business, I highly recommend starting out with a one-on-one coaching package first to get to know your audience, to test the system that you're going to teach in your course, and to get some testimonials, and to get some revenue in the door. And so what I usually recommend starting with is a 3-month package. And that's a 3-month package where you break down what are we going to cover in 3 months, what's going to happen, or what are our goals in month 1, month 2, month 3. It's pretty standard, no matter what industry you're in. You can create something that is going to fit your audience, right? So for example, if you're a health coach, I work with a lot of health coaches, you might say, all right, in 3 months, we're really going to jumpstart your weight loss. Maybe you're going to lose 10, 15 pounds. You're going to really start transforming your eating habits, the way you think about food, all of that. And so month 1, we're going to put you on a cleanse first. Month 2, we're going to really help you settle into a new, much way healthier eating routine. And in month 3, we're going to help you start adding exercise, right? Just an example to share with you. And you can do the same, again, no matter what industry you're in. I mean, at this point, we've worked with students over 20 different industries, probably more actually. And the same process applies because there's a system that you're going to walk someone through. And so that price point, that length, that support, it is what it is, right? I have another video in my channel on how to set your package, how to price it, all of that. So if you want more information on that, make sure to check that out. If I remember, I'll come back and link it here. But so you've got that. Now, here's the thing. If you are new, if you're just starting out, also, if you're not feeling that confident within yourself to sell a certain price point, there are a lot of challenges and hurdles that you have to overcome. So what do you do instead? What you can do, and what I've had quite a few students do to really get them started, is to really beforehand create a smaller bite-sized intensive jumpstart session, whatever you want to call it, that gives that client a taste for what it is that they're ultimately going to get with you in your long-term coaching program. And that can look quite a few ways depending on you. I've had clients create, let's say, 2-hour sessions where they will cover the maybe high-level overview of what they would have covered in their coaching time together, their longer term package, and then use that to share, hey, look, here's the big picture plan. Now, of course, there are a lot of specifics that we can't cover in 2 hours, and that's the truth. If you want to just walk away with this plan, here you go. However, if you would like my help walking you through this plan, giving you the specifics, holding you accountable, well, you already know that's what my coaching package is for, right? So that basically helps your client build trust with you first, helps them understand what the process is going to be like, get a small taste of coaching with you before they're ready to decide, okay, am I ready to invest in the longer term coaching? It can also look like a half day. It can look like another option, which I've had a few clients do, is you can cut the support that you give to someone in their time coaching with you in half. So instead of doing, let's say, 1 call a week, you might do 1 call every 2 weeks, right? So that you can basically half the price. I would say those are 2 of the most common options. And what that does is that it really gives you something where you're not promoting that smaller package as nearly as much as your upfront package. So I want to make that really clear. You've got your core package, right? And what that's going to do is that's going to be the main package that you promote. Now, if someone comes to you, is interested in working with you, and they are saying this package is too much, right? I can't afford it right now. Then what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, I get it, right? Maybe it's you can't afford it. Maybe it's because you don't trust me enough yet. Whatever that looks like, this is what I can do to help us get started. And then you share your Jumpstart package. And what that has done when you do it that way is you've set the main package as your anchor. That's your core offering. That's going to bring in the majority of your sales. So you're not trying to sell multiple products, right? What you're doing is then you're giving yourself a kind of a downsell, if you will, that really allows you to still bring in some clients with the goal of not just making that sale, but delivering that great jumpstart, intensive, downsell, all of those terms work, so that you build enough trust and credibility with that client so that they're interested in continuing to work with you. Now, that's the downsell option. I do occasionally also have clients who come to me and say 3 months, even if I'm just starting out, to work with a client is not enough, right? I need to work with them for at least 9 months, a year, whatever that looks like for you. I don't recommend that for most people when you're starting out, because when you're starting out, you have so much to learn. Even though you know what it is you're going to coach on, you have so much to learn about your coaching style, how you help people, how you like working with people in such an intimate setting. And so what I would say is, if you're just starting out and you're thinking that, hold off on the longer term package for now. Stick with 3 months, because here's why 3 months is such a good amount of time. It's a good commitment time from your client, right? It's not too long. It's not like, I don't know this person. Am I going to really spend 6 to 12 months working with them? And it's not too short for them to get results. 3 months is a good amount of time for them to start getting some sort of traction, no matter what it is that you're helping them with. And then after that, you can always say, hey, at the end of the 3 months, we've done this already, this, and this. There's so much more we can do. If you'd like to talk about working together for a longer period of time or renewing for another 3 months, let's talk about what that's going to look like, right? So that really positions you well versus you being stuck in a 6 to 9 to 12 month coaching relationship with someone when you yourself are kind of still getting the hang of how you like and how you want to coach others and work with others, right? So then what this does is you have a set payment plan, you have a set upfront payment, you have a set payment plan, and then you have a set downsell that you can use to help people get started. Now, again, I want to make it clear, you're not massively promoting that downsell all the time. You're still promoting your main offer because that's what's going to drive the majority of your sales. You only offer the downsell when someone's like, look, I need to trust you a little bit more, or I need a smaller bite to get started. Then that's where you bring in the downsell, right? So this is really key. Then what this does is you'll see, now you've got systematized products in place, right? You've got the systematized main offering, which is going to bring in 80, 90, 95% of your revenue, especially if you're just starting out. And then what you're going to do is that way you have a really systematized downsell as well, so you know where to go. That way you're never tempted to say, okay, I can give you this random payment plan that goes on longer than our coaching time. I can randomly cut the price for you just because I'd rather make a sale than not, right? Or any of those things that you might be tempted to do. It's very set. You have a downsell, you know what it is. If someone asks for longer, which rarely happens. I actually am thinking in all my time coaching, I've never had someone ask me, hey, can you coach me for longer up front, right? Because what your audience wants, and this is human nature really, is fast results. It's when it comes to results, right? When it comes to like the effect of the result, how big the result is versus the speed wins, right? So that, in of itself could be another lesson right there, but you want to be focusing on that versus, oh my gosh, you get so much, you get all this support from me for this amount of time. No, because they don't care. Your audience doesn't care so much about your support as, how quickly, how efficiently can I get the result that I want? Right? So that's a tangent, but very, very powerful tangent. If you really absorb that and use it for yourself, it's going to make a massive difference in your sales. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. Then what that does is you've got something that you're focused on, and that becomes your core system. That way, you get 3 to 5 sales, they come in, and then what happens? Well, you get to turn that into a group program, you get to turn that into a course using that same system. The testimonials you've gotten from your one-on-one clients, they are going to all speak to your system so you can use them for different offers, because a group program, a course about the same system is really, you can use the same testimonial. It drives the same results. It's just how much support do they get from you personally, right? And so what that does is it starts to build you a real business. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you today so that you're not getting into a situation, especially when you're starting out, where you're offering like ridiculously long payment plans, you're giving random discounts, you are creating custom like length, support, price packages for your clients. You know, hey, here's my main offer. If that's not a good fit, I know exactly what to do, and it's still systematized, and I know how the downsell actually feeds into my main offer ultimately, right? So that's, like I said, really wanted to make sure that you walk away with that, because this is something that I see with a lot of new coaches and consultants. And like I said, I myself went through that, because in the beginning you're scared. You're like, oh my gosh, this person is considering buying from me. How can I make this work? I get it, right? And it can be so tempting, but you can make the sale without having to like create all these like janky, to borrow my clients' terms, solutions that really don't serve you and help you build a business in the long term. All right, so That's what I've got for you in this video. If you found this helpful, I've got two other gifts for you. The first is another really powerful video on what to do if you're feeling behind in building your business and not yet getting to the point that you wanted to get to at a certain point in your business. What to do, how to reframe that, and how to not feel behind, right? So make sure you check out that video. It's either going to be on the screen and or linked in the description below. And I've also got a really great free PDF for you on my 15-second script to help you get your first or your next paying client. It's really powerful. It's been proven at this point with thousands of my students and clients, so it works really well. That link to sign up and get that PDF is again going to be either on the screen and or in the comments below, so make sure you check those out. Leave me a comment, let me know what your biggest takeaway was, and I will see you next time.